Yes, people, welcome back to the Ratcave. It's Ratzi here, and I'm joined by Matt Reay, flying the Denon flag today, mate.
Always.
Yeah, always. Well, not always. You could be flying the Rain or the Newmark or the... I don't even know these days, mate.
Gigantic umbrella with my face on it, basically.
Can't keep up with it. But we are here today, mate. We're looking at the ever so lovely, the awesomely popular Prime 4. And how it is now compatible with Serato.
You got it, yep. So the Prime 4 and the SC5000M, which we'll cover as well.
Of course, yeah. We're going to cover that as well.
The big news, obviously, is now we have both for full Serato HID control mode. Yeah,
people have been asking for it. Obviously, this is primarily, this guy, he's had a coffee. Primarily a standalone controller, but it's always nice to have the old sort of Serato link as well to be able to play, just in case.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, absolutely.
Ticks plenty of the boxes. So, mate, what we're going to do is we're going to start literally from the very start.
Yeah.
How to get it connected, how it works, and all that kind of jazz. Yeah.
Yep, let's do it.
Let's do it.
So from the very start, obviously, just connection-wise, we're just running one USB cable to the laptop. I'm running Serato DJ Pro.
Yep.
And all we do is we come to, let's say you're in, you've just booted up the Prime 4 and you get this screen here, which is the empty decks. We'll go to View, hold down View, and then tap Source, and you'll see at the top, there's the image of the computer. So very similar to the 5000 and the 5000M.
Yep.
Tap the computer, and then it'll say, do you want to restart in computer mode? You say yes. And then it'll do a little cycle, and you'll see the Serato decks pop up, basically. Boom, there we go.
Oh,
So straight away, it's seen my Serato. Serato's found the hardware, and we're good to go. So how you navigate it, it's very similar to the SC5000. Obviously, this time we've got the 10-inch screen now.
Yeah.
So what we've got on the side is your crates, and then the contents of those crates, the prepare folder. Now, if we go into this crate here at the top, we've got our sortable columns. So we can go track name, we can go artist, BPM, key, and then length. Now, anything else is touch enabled when we're in Serato mode. You see we've got this little arrow here. What that does is that gives an expanded browser view.
Okay, yeah.
And you've got these little mini decks at the bottom so you can still see the waveform. Pop it up, you've got both decks there, basically. Now, to switch between decks, which is simply just a case of 2 and 4 or 1 and 3. Simple as that.
So you can go four decks still, obviously in Serato. You can go 4 decks, maximise the 4 decks on the Prime 4. Yeah,
cool.
I've got to say, I do like the way that you've got your actual crates, and it looks like the crates within Serato.
Yeah,
like,
totally.
You know, that's like you've actually got those little boxes, which is what you've got on
the detail
on the smartphone.
yeah,
it's nice.
And then you go prepare folder as well. Obviously, cool. So that's kind of like navigation on the screen for Serato. If we just load a track now, I'll show you how you do that. Obviously, if we're in a crate, we can use the encoder, and we'll use load left and right. So let's go to soda. Tap the contents of the crate, and let's go just the first track. So,
Talk over on,
yep.
Talk over on.
Maximum wedding, whoosh, and then back up again.
Very good feature on the Prime 4, I have to say.
Cool.
So yeah, it's as simple as that. And obviously, like typically, because I've always been used to actually doing it on my laptop rather than doing it on it. You can drag and drop into Serato like you would do anyway.
If you need to, you can still head to the laptop.
Yeah,
of course, yeah.
But obviously, this is the quick way to do it.
And absolutely, yeah. So that's kind of like navigation. Now, where the effects are concerned in Serato, it's actually quite cool because you can do the same thing you would with any other kind of Serato controller. Let's say, like the MC series. We can stack the effects. You still get the OLED readout of the effects from Serato. So right now in Serato, there'll be a screen grab here. So you can see I've got the version echo, the reverb, and the LFO filter, and they're reflected on deck 1 here. So if I turn this up, I can actually mix and match the effects, and the same as I would in the controller.
Okay.
So hop on version echo, and then put the reverb, and then the LFO. Turn them off, and then for the wet and dry, what that does in Serato mode, it turns them all on, or turns the wet and dry up of all 3 effects. So let's turn them on. That's affecting all 3 at the same time. And if you want to change a parameter of the effect, that's where you've got a left and right button there.
Yeah.
So So let's go for the delay and make it a half. You've still got quite a lot of control of the effects within Serato.
So just going back to so when you've got all of them turned on at once, this is like almost like a group.
That's like the master, yeah.
Yeah, like
it's like a bus essentially.
Yeah.
So you grab all those on, and let's make a noise.
And it does the same amount on each channel because they're all turned on at
exactly.
the same time.
So they're all going up at the same time.
Yeah.
That's the effects, That's the effects. Obviously, because of Serato, you have two banks of effects. On this side, obviously it's a little different. So we've got the echo, the reverb, and the phaser on this side. But the cool thing is you've still got the OLED readout.
Yeah.
So it's still got a nice visual key for those things.
Yeah. Again, like going back to what I said before, if you don't want to have your face in your laptop all the time. You don't, you can select your songs from this, and you can see your effects here rather than having to look on your laptop. You can have your laptop elsewhere, and still be rocking Serato on this Prime 4.
Cool, yeah. So everything is obviously controlling Serato. So we've got the same pad modes, so hot cues, loops, rolls, both slicer modes as well. They're still present. Hardware still enabled, like we can do peak jump in the track. And obviously anything else is going to be controlled digitally for the EQs. So you can see on Serato, they will do what they normally do, which is all the colours fade when you turn down the EQ. And same with the filter as well. Now, kind of an interesting thing with the Prime 4 is any media you've got connected. So you can see here I've got an SD card at the top. Any media you've got connected, I've also got the SSD installed on this one.
Yeah.
So if you didn't know, you can install in, let's say, a terabyte SSD on the Prime 4, have all your library on there.
Yeah.
You can actually read, or the laptop will read, any drive you've got connected to the Prime 4 on the laptop. If you wanted to, let's say,
jump between Serato
if you want to quickly drag something into Serato,
I see.
And you go, actually that's on that SD card, that's actually the Prime 4, you can go, you know what, jump into Serato.
Yeah.
Or if you've got a Serato library on a card or whatever. Some people do that, they go up to a laptop and just put in their own USB.
Yeah.
Drag in Serato.
Yeah. But then you go into like it's Explorer or whatever within Serato and it will find
It'll read any connected media, essentially. Yeah.
So not only does this play from Serato, this in effect acts as like a massive USB.
Essentially, a big USB hub.
Yeah, big old hard drive.
I mean, if you're not familiar with the connectivity of the Prime 4, you've got two USBs at the top here, SD, another two USBs at the back, and then the SSD underneath.
Yeah, the SSD is so important for me on this Prime 4. Like just being able to just drag and drop tunes onto the unit itself. When you've like forgotten your favourite wedding USB at home, but you've got all the tunes on here, and you don't have to. Realistically, a terabyte, you're not really likely to run out of space anytime too soon. So I think that's one of the main features for me on this Prime 4. It's amazing.
Yeah, and obviously you can hear we're running the mics through the Prime 4 as well. Yeah. So it's kind of a one hub. We're acting in control mode here with Serato.
Yeah, and like we said before, got the old talk over on, which ducks the music, so great for mobile stuff. Don't have to do the old classic up and down on the fader. It's completely like it just goes hand in hand with Serato now. Yes. It is as simple as one USB, and that goes into.
Yep. So you got the USB out here. Now, typically, obviously, we do that for firmware updates and things of that nature, or just, let's say, updating the library within the SSD.
Yeah.
But this is now used for controller mode now. And staying on that kind of connectivity theme as well, DVS.
Wow, yeah, okay.
Yep. So we can run on channels 3 and 4, because on the Prime 4, 3 and 4 are line phono. You can use noise map 9 line. Now, this is providing you have the DVS license, obviously.
Okay, so DVS, obviously you have to...
That's an additional purchase.
Have the license, additional purchase within Serato. You have to have DVS. But if you do have that license, this Prime 4 is DVS ready.
Well, yeah, it can accept the noise map signal.
Yeah.
On 3 and 4.
Nice.
Now, sound switch as well, because sound switch works with Serato.
Yeah, just for people that don't know already, sound switch is your lighting DMX.
This is our DMX protocol software, basically. And the great thing about sound switch is just the whole very nature of it is it's very approachable. A lot of people think DMX is this kind of dark, kind of mysterious world. Yeah. It's hard to kind of really get into.
You have to have an engineering degree to be able to DMX some lights,
Sound Switch is very much user friendly, approachable. It's designed for DJs, not coders. Basically. So with Sound Switch, we've got obviously the micro DMX. It's a really popular interface. It's literally DMX to USB. We can run this from the laptop, and let's say run the Prime 4 just in standalone mode. Run a few of the auto loops or any kind of maps you made yourself on Sound Switch, and also use it with Serato and Virtual DJ. So, for example, I could be using this at the laptop and running Serato with Sound Switch. So let's say I'm a mobile DJ who is using Serato.
Yeah.
I could still maintain the whole kind of hub setup of the lights, the controller, and the laptop without having to kind of work it in there somehow.
Yeah.
So you still use Sound Switch with Prime 4 in Serato mode as well.
Awesome.
Cool. And also Sound Switch is the pretty much the only DMX software that runs in conjunction with Serato and Virtual DJ. So as far as third-party support, Sound Switch has that covered, basically.
I see. I did not know that. Exclusive!
But then we can obviously run it very much with Prime in standalone mode.
Yeah. So, I mean, the Prime 4, when it was released, it was the first 4-channel standalone, DJ controller. That's, in my eyes, what it should be used for. But it's great that it is now working with Serato. But yeah, so can you show me how to get it out of Serato straight into standalone
that's really quick.
mode? Quick question as well.
Yep.
Can you use Serato on like 2 of the channels and then standalone mode on the other 2 channels?
It's a good question. Once it's in Serato, that's its main kind of focus, really. You can't kind of mix and match between.
Right.
So with the Prime 4 in standalone, we can run line and the internal engine Prime software.
Yeah.
But in Serato mode, all 4 channels are Serato.
It's just pure Serato. Okay,
cool.
But now you're going to show me how easy it is to switch between
really
the
easy.
2.
So we just hit eject, restart, and then obviously I've got my media connected. So I'll be back in standalone really quickly. Boom. There you go.
So there you go. So that's
straight in, SD1. Happy days.
Yeah, straight into standalone mode. Perfect. Okay, so there you have it. The Denon Prime 4 is now compatible with Serato. So it's, hand in hand really, mate. Like, 4-channel Serato mixing with the sound switch compatible as well, all at the same time, and very easy to then switch back to standalone mode. So, yeah, great stuff. Matthew Reay, always a pleasure, mate. Always a pleasure.
Man. No worries at all.
Should we take a little look at the SC5000M now?
Yeah, and actually, if you heard both our knuckles cracking as we shook hands then, drop a comment. I'd love to see who actually did hear that.
Also, guys, speaking of comments, obviously, if you've got any more questions about the Prime 4, drop them in the comments. I will try and answer them. If not, I'll be on the phone to Matthew Reay and he will tell me the answer and then I will answer them for you.
Hot WhatsApp group going.
All right then, mate. So that was the Prime 4 linked with Serato. Now let's take a look at the link between the Denon SC5000M and Serato again. Just to say, we've got this plugged into the X1800 4-channel mixer as well. And both of our mics, like in the last video, were through the Prime 4. Both mics now going through the X18.
Straight in the X18.
Yeah, so, and we've got the old talk over on again. Right, mate, so yeah, right, like we did on the last one, right from the start, right from the very beginning, show me how you get Serato on this end.
Yep, so if we're using this with an X1800, as we are now, you see we've got the line selector switches, so I've got all these set to USB. Obviously, this is the Serato hardware. The M and the original 5000 acts as the Serato accessory, we call it basically. So this is the hardware, this is the accessory. We've got these set to USB. So very much like the Prime 4, we've got source mode. You tap the computer icon, press yes, and it will restart in Serato mode. There you go, sorted. Now, with the 5000 and the 5000M, we are greeted with like a blank slate here. What we have to do is assign a deck first. So we're using one. You can control, if you're brave enough, up to 4 decks in Serato with 1 unit.
Yeah, the old layering function.
Yeah. So let's go deck 1 there. We've got some scratch tools. So we can use the encoder to browse, and again, we can assign or sort the columns, track, artist, BPM, key, and then time. We've got the prepare folder, and then we can also needle search as well. So if we go back to my crates now, go to
I
scratch
do
tools.
love that screen, mate.
Yeah,
yeah,
it is very cool.
yeah.
So I've already got some scratch tools loaded now. So it's a case of assigning a deck and then throwing in a track to that deck, basically. So I've got some scratch tools on deck 1 and on deck 2. I've got a loop. It's as simple as that, really, in Serato mode. So all the pad modes are intact as well. So we've got our cues, we've got loop modes, and also we've got access to the beat jump in Serato, both roll mode as well. And then both slicer modes as well. Let's go back to our hot cues. So a lot of people ask with the M, because obviously we came out with a release for the Serato HRD implementation on the 5000 first.
Yeah. The 5000, guys, it's just like this, but it doesn't have the
exactly the
platter
same
on the top.
Yeah, we just have the spinning platter on the M now. And obviously, with the Serato user base being what it is, you know, a lot of scratch, a lot of hip hop guys, the M is obviously very much asked for Serato implementation. Now it's here.
Yeah.
And obviously, everyone wants to know what the the latency is like on the jog. Well, it's literally zero latency. So if I go to my scratch tool here, I get a classic R on the go, put it at 12 o'clock. So if you're doing these kind of moves, and you'll see on the screen grab, there's no drifting or anything. So it's full on, lockdown tight, no zero latency.
Bang
basically,
on. Down to a dime.
So the only other hardware difference on the M is obviously you've got torque adjust, so more an old school feel, and then high adjust for the more modern kind of turntables you used to now. So everything's more of a high torque feel.
Sure.
Yeah, definitely.
So right, cool. So that was pretty straightforward, to be fair.
Completely, yeah.
So that's the SC5000M used with Serato. Now, do you want to show me how to get out of Serato and then back into sort of USB mode?
Yeah, sweet. Yeah. So I've got an SD loaded into the SC5000M. So we go source, and then we go restart, and it'll flip back into standalone mode, and you can just choose your source, whether it's USB or SD, or what have you. And there we go. So I just tap SD there, and then we're back to standalone mode. And again, tap source, back in controller mode, and it'll jump back in.
Yeah, that's it. And so just to say about the connections as well. So that's just two USBs, one into the M, and then one out.
So we've got one USB coming out the SC5000M, and then one USB coming out the X1800. Now it's an interesting thing. If you're in Serato mode with let's say 2 or 3 of these, let's say for example 2, you can actually daisy chain these together. Let's say you're running like a pre-USB-C Mac or whatever.
Yeah.
And you've only got let's say a minimal kind of hub, or let's say for example it's like a 2014, 2015, you've got 2 USBs.
Yeah.
So let's say you need 3. You can actually run from one SC to the other one and out to the laptop. So you can actually daisy chain.
Yeah, nice. So you
save space.
Free up space on the USB stuff. That's a touch. That's a real nice touch. Well, mate, I mean that's that then. I can't believe how simple that is. Again, like I said about the Prime 4, really, really great how it's it's hand in hand.
Yeah.
You've got all of your crates and all of your bits and bobs in here. It kind of copies the look of Serato as well on that lovely screen there.
On the screen down here, basically you have like a sort of collapsed waveform with time ascending and descending, and you'll have access to your loop value.
Yeah.
There. And also all the hardware is kind of present as well. If I go to deck 2 now, just play off that loop again, we can still beat jump. We've got reverse. And then loop. It's still active as well.
So with this setup connected here, obviously, we've only got one connected, but you can have up to 4. Does the X1800 mixer, can you use the Serato effects through this mixer?
We'll be able to use the X1800 effects
right
on here, yeah. So that's still all present. That doesn't shut down the digital effects or the sweep effects. So if we run that loop, obviously we still got the filter, and you can still do things like wash out.
Yeah.
But we can still apply the digital effects as well. Of course, it's all post-fader as well. So yeah, we can combine the digital effects with the sweep effects, but again, it's all MIDI mappable as well, the X18, so we can MIDI map any function to Serato as well. So we can kind of make, repurpose buttons as well on the X18.
Sure.
And of course, it's dual sound card, so people can just, two laptops can jump in and out.
Nice, mate. All right. Cool. Well, yeah, that's the SC5000M and the X1800 with use with Serato. I think people will be happy that it's finally here. Like you said, the kind of Serato
scratch hip hop guys,
hip hop monkeys. Yeah, they've all been waiting for it, and it's finally here. So yeah. All right then, mate. As per,
man.
Always a pleasure. Thank you so much for coming in. And
second handshake of the video.
So yeah, if you've got any questions on this setup, guys, please feel free to drop them in the comments, and I'll try and get back to you about them. Or like I said before, if I don't know the answer, I'll get in touch with me old boy,
WhatsApp.
the old boy Matthew Reay, and he will be able to answer them, and then I will relay back to you guys. So
35 years young, mate.
So yeah, if this has been helpful, obviously like and share it and all that jazz. But I will leave it there for now. Let's go in for the third. There it is. One more time for Matthew Reay.
3.
Guys, thank you very much for watching. Peace out.